Namaste, I'm Brittany Shanae, and I'll be bringing you your tarot today for the week. It's Tuesday, January 29th. We are all experiencing some things after the blood moon last week, and I know for me personally, it's been a whole lot of ups and downs, and some serious pitfalls in a way, but really more so like revelations. And so what this reading is going to do is explain to us why some of these things are coming up. Okay, so it'll say what is it we're experiencing, what things are coming up for us, and what's the best way to deal with it. So this is going to be a 2-card spread. We're going to keep it simple. So what are some things that are coming up for us, and what's the best way to deal with it? All right, actually, let's put these right here. Perfect. So first we have, what are some things that are coming up for us? All right, so there's a lot of confusion that's coming up for us. This is the Spirit Science Tarot deck. And so we have a patch man right here who is sort of being, in a sense, poked at, almost literally poked at from many different directions. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot going on, there's a lot bubbling up for us. Maybe we're facing a challenge in balancing all the different aspects of our lives. The number 8 is also the number of infinity, the number of as above, so below, and maybe this has something to do with balance. As you can see, the 2 swords here that are most visible, that you can see, they seem the most solid, opposed to these that are more seemingly in the spirit realm. You know, it's just 2 side by side. Maybe it's a difficulty in balancing the left and the right brain, balancing the spiritual and the physical. Maybe we're struggling with finances and struggling with our family lives and struggling with work and struggling with all of our wants and desires that are sort of poking at us for our attention, and it's causing us distress. Maybe we're not handling that stress very well right now. With that full moon came a whole lot of energy, as it does with full moons. However, this one was intensified because of the significance of it being the first full moon we experienced in 2019, and it being a super moon at that. So we were experiencing a lot more energy because the moon was closer in proximity to the earth. So it's just intensified. This is also a Gemini card, which also explains the 2 swords that we see here. And Geminis, we know, are kind of 2 minds about everything. At least, you know, stereotypically, that's how we tend to see Gemini. But it's not necessarily in a two-facedness, which is another stereotype, but having to do with just balancing that left and right brain, that logic and that creativity, you know, the light and the dark, you know. Twins work together, but sometimes there's clashings that happens between our wants and desires and the things that we need. So this card is letting us know that the things that we're facing are just a matter of lack of balance or prioritizing. Sometimes it doesn't mean you need to cut anything out. It's just a matter of learning what's most important to you right now. Is your family most important to you? Is your career most important to you? Are you most important to you? Do you need some personal time? Do you need to take some time away? And then also this is represented by Jupiter in this particular deck. And Jupiter is considered the planet of prosperity in astrology. All right, so it's quite possible that what we're not balancing and what we're not prioritizing is keeping us from reaching where we want to be in terms of our goals of prosperity. So that's something to keep in mind. Now this is how we need to deal with some things. All right, and I'm going to actually put this upright. I'm not going to do a upside down reading today. So works, and this seems almost pretty cut and dry. It's a matter of putting in work. Where's the work? Mars is the planet of energy. You know, and also war, but war just means it's a matter of fighting for what you want. And in this case, it's a matter of putting in the work, understanding the elements that go into building what it is that you want, in this case, the pyramids. Okay, and we have a few figures here. Now, I am still learning this deck, But I encourage you to watch the Spirit Science channel in order to find out what some of these characters are. If I'm not mistaken, this might be Thoth, but I don't want to get too deep into that. Hopefully I'll have a better explanation in the future. But as far as discs or pentacles, pentacles is about the material world and earthly processes. And so it's just really cut and dry. It's a matter of putting in the work. Taking each step one by one, okay? A lot of times we get confused because we're trying to do too much too quickly or do too much at once. When really it's about taking it step by step. Get your hammer and your chisel and just put in the work. Don't put too much on anything. Just take everything one step at a time, okay? Here we have Capricorn represented in this card for this deck. And Capricorns are known for their ambition, okay? Capricorns are very much ambitious people. Now, Capricorns are known for being a bit crass, but they always have excellence in mind when they're working. Sometimes they're like bulls in the china shop, or they have a tendency to rub people the wrong way in their pursuit of excellence. For Capricorns, one thing that you can learn from that sort of behavior is not to care about what other people are thinking. Now, not saying not to be mindful of the people around you, and that's where balance comes in. If your goal isn't to drive people away or cut people off, then you still want to be mindful of how you put in your work. But it's, as you are putting in your work, it's all about your creativity and your goals, and you don't want to be swayed too much about what other people are doing or not doing. And make sure you're investing all of that good energy. Now, as far as the number 3, numerologically, we're looking at the number of expansion. We're looking at growth, prosperity in a sense, kind of relating back to Jupiter. Okay, so this is what we're facing, guys. This is a lot of confusion, and this may not apply to everyone seeing this. It may make sense to you later, but I know me, myself, and other people I've spoken to, it's been a very interesting time. Some really great strides, but also some setbacks that is trying to call attention to what it is that we need to change and fix in our lives. And it's really important that we listen to it, or we're going to continue to face this, and we don't want to continue to face this. We want to move out of this and get to working towards what it is we want. And also what I gather from this is that, life is a process, and this here, even though it's not complete, you can tell that there's work being done, okay? So don't forget to be grateful and celebrate every step of your process, even if it's not fully complete. Progress is progress, and as long as you're moving in the upward direction in this case, or moving forward, then you're on the right track. All right, so that's my reading for this week. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week until we meet next time. Namaste.